All right, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ajimse Maths Academy, where mathematics is being made easy. All right, we are still on the series Geometric Progression. Now, if you go to my previous video, I've made a lot of video concerning geometric progression. But the phase we are now is finding the sum of nth term of GP. Remember, GP simply means geometric what? Progression. So let's get started. Recall, we are going to be using these two formulas to solve any problem concerning the sum of the number of what? GP. So now, the first one, the two are almost the same. But the problem is when one of them is greater than 1. And the other one is when one is less than 1. But it can never be. That is, it is not equal to R equals to 1. All right, what I'm trying to mean is that if you put this denominator as a common ratio as 1, it will give us undefined problem, undefined solution. So it is mandated that R is never 1, but R can be less than 1 or can be greater than 1. When something is greater than 1, it might be 1.5, 1.2 is greater than 1. When something is less than 1, 0.5, 0.2, if you have a fraction, okay, most of the fraction will give us less than 1. When you have less than 1, you use this formula. Scholars, please be careful about this, because why? These formulas look alike, and in the exam, if you use this instead of this, you will get it wrong, you will fail it. So what you need to consider or focus on, forget about what is here, focus on this statement. When your common ratio is less than 1, you use this formula. How do you know? The 1 will come first before the R. But when your common ratio, which is your R, is greater than 1, what do? The common ratio will come first before the 1. Very simple. You don't need to cram anything. Just know one, you know the next one. Okay, let's get started. They give us 2 exercises for us to solve. 2 exercises. Let's be fast. Now, exercise 1, the first one, they say, find the sum. Listen very good. The sum. Now, this is the symbol for finding the sum of a GP. Finding the sum. S sub n. S sub n. Now, find the sum of the first 5 terms. Find the sum of the first 5 terms. Look at first term, second term, third term. We don't know the 5th term. So they want us to find the sum of the first. Now, the meaning of sum means I should add this, I should add this, I should add this, I should add the 4th and the 5th term. It will give me a big number. That is the meaning of sum. Sum means to add. Okay, now you observe that the more I go down, the more you see that my numbers get higher. My numbers get higher. So my 5th term definitely will be high. So what do? We start by saying solution. Solution. All right. So now the solution. We first of all, okay, how do we identify which of the formula to use? Very important. Ask yourself again, how do I identify which of the formula to use? You find, first of all, find your common ratio. It will give you a number. When you get your common ratio as a number, that number will tell you if it is greater than 1 or less than 1. Let's start. Now, for the number 1, they said of 2, the first term is 2. That means our A, which is first term, is 2. You bring out the parameters first. Now, I've already taught you in our previous video that to get our common ratio, what do? We pick any term. We start by 6 or 18. Divided by the previous one. The previous one of 6 is 2. The previous one of 18 is 6. So how do we get it? It will now become 6 divided by 2, which will give us 3. Now, me and you, we can identify that 3 is greater than 1. Since 3 is greater than 1, we have to use this first formula. So now let's substitute. We are going to say using S of n is equals to A, bracket open, R, yes, R raised to the power of n minus 1, all divided by R minus 1. Okay, since we have gotten our first term, we have gotten our R. Since we have gotten our first term, we have gotten our R. What do? We say this. Remember, they want us to look for what? the fifth term. So S of 5 is equal to A, bracket open, R which is 3, raised to the power of 5, minus 1, all divided. Our A is what? Our A is 2, right? Our A is 2. 2 divided by 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2, bracket open. This will give us 2, 4, 3. 2, 4, 3. 3 times 3 times 3 into 5 places will give us 2, 4, 3 minus 1, all divided by 2. If you observe very well, these 2, we cancel these 2. So you have, this implies that S of 5 is equal to, if you take away this, you have 2, 4, 2 as our final answer. Now, let's go to the number 2. The number 2, what do we do first from the number 2? Is the same question. Now, you see this S of 6 is telling you to find the sum of 6. All right. So now we have S of 6. Before you start, you bring down the parameters. The parameters here are 3, which is the first term. A is equals to 3. And then our R will be 9 divided by 3, or 27 divided by 3. So 9 divided by 3 will give us 3. Very good. Now, 3 is greater than 1. So we are still using the first formula. That simply means S of n is equals to A, bracket open, R minus 1, R raised to the power of n minus 1, divided by R minus 1. Very good. Now, let's substitute. In substituting, we have S of n is equal to, our A is now 3. Very good. Our R is 3 raised to the power of what? Raised to the power of, now look at, they want us to look for the sixth term. They want us to look for the sixth term. So our n here will be what? 6 minus 1, all divided by, now if you check this R, in our equation, R is 3. So R is 3. 3 minus 1. R is 3 minus 1. Okay? So this will give us 3 all divided by 2. 3 all divided by 2. Now here will give us times 3 will give us, bracket open, 729 minus 1, which implies that 6 of the sum of the sum of GP on the sixth term will be equals to 3 times 728 all divided by 2. 728 all divided by 2, which is equal to, which should give us 2187 divided by 2. Divided by 2. So this will give us, this implies that 6, the sum of 6 will be divided by 2 will be 10935 as our final answer. 10935. So when we substitute it, because the common ratio is greater than 1, we use this formula. S of n, the sum of the nth term, is equals to A, which is first term, bracket open, r raised to the power of n minus 1. You should know this formula very well. So in my next video, I will be teaching you, I will solve a problem whereby it is less than 1. So this, we have ended up having this problem solved of finding the sum of the n term of GP. So thank you very much. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, click, and comment to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Okay, I observed something. If you check very well, this place should be points. There's a point here, sorry. If this is being divided by this, there is a point here, and that is our final answer. Thank you very much. All right, I discovered that my calculator, as I was pressing the calculator, there was a kind of problem here. When 3 multiply this, here should be 4, not 7. 4, not 7. Now, divided by 2. Divided by 2 will give us, divided by 2 will give us 1092 as our final answer. When 1092 as our final answer. It was a calculator error. So, thank you very much.